Hello students, welcome to the class of Understanding the Literature. Today's topic is informative literature and imaginative literature. See, literature is a very common term and it is used by the people for any sort of writing. It means one can say anything that is written is the literature. But all of us are aware of the fact that everything that is written cannot be the literature. When we say literature, what comes in front of our eyes? It is poetry, it is drama, it is novel or a short story. We call these things as the literature, the works of literature. But we have to understand what exactly the literature means and what is the difference between the different type of writings. Means this is the term which is commonly used and applied to all sort of writing that we have to understand it properly. Let us take one example. There is a book of history. Book of history is also is a piece of writing, but that piece of writing is not the work of literature. Even the book on physical geography, it is also a piece of writing, but that book is also not literature. There are several books written on the subjects like chemistry, physics, biology, economics, and the other subjects are there. But all those books are in language, they are written by the writers, but still these books are not called as the literary works. So we have to understand then what exactly the literature is, or which works are called as a literature and which work are called as a non-literature. There are two terms nowadays we are using, fiction and non-fiction. We are using these words here. Instead of these words, we are using informative literature and imaginative literature. So far as book of history is concerned, so far as books on chemistry, geography, economics are concerned, these books are written by the writer with the specific intention. And the intention of those writers are to provide the information and to give the knowledge to the readers. Means the book of geography, the book of history, the book of economics is written by the writers only with a view to share the knowledge and the information in their respective fields. Means the intention is very clear. Because of the intention, these these works of writing becomes a different type of literature. These books are based on the information, these books are based on the knowledge. So the books of chemistry, physics, geography, history or economics are called as the literature of information. These are the informative literature. So this is the first category of the literature. And the second category is of the poetry, drama, novel and short story. But how and where these works of literature differ from the informative literature? Let us try to understand. See, when a poem is written by a poet, he never intends to communicate, share the information and knowledge, at least directly. Let us try to understand with one example. My love is like a red, red rose. In this poem, the poet does not want to give you the information of the flower or his beloved. Instead of that, he is just expressing himself. He is not providing the information. He is expressing himself. He's expressing his emotions, his love, and his beloved. And his total emotional experience become the theme of that poem. Here, no knowledge, no information is required or intended by the poet to share. It means this is the different type of writing. In addition to that, the writer is using the imagination to describe, to express his emotions and his experience. When he say his beloved is like a rose, or when it is like when she's like a melody, he is using his imagination to describe his emotions, to describe his emotional experience. Means, so far as poetry is concerned, the experience, emotional experience of that poet and his imagination have become the foundation. When the imagination is the foundation of the works of literature, that work of literature becomes the imaginative literature. Let us take another example. The novel, the drama, romantic comedy written by William Shakespeare, for example, As You Like It, or Romeo Juliet, or the tragedies by Shakespeare like Hamlet or Othello. All those dramas are the examples of imaginative literature, because the writer, the dramatist, is using his imagination in in developing that plot, in developing the character, in constructing the dialogues. So that is why that works of literature are the imaginative literature. To make this difference clear, we'll take another example. Earlier, I have just said book on history is the informative literature, but the novel which is based on the historical fact, that is the imaginative literature. Let us make it more clear. The history book on the life of Shivaji Maharaj, it is the history book, it's a historical book. When the poets is interested only in providing the information and the knowledge about the life of Shivaji Maharaj, that's a historical book, that's a history book. He just begins the story of Shivaji Maharaj from the birth, foundation of Swarajya, till the end of his life. So all the events will be arranged and written in the chronological way, and the facts and the information will be provided by that historian. But when a novel is written on the life of Shivaji Maharaj, that becomes a very different type of writing. While developing the plot, which is based on the events in the life of Shivaji Maharaj, the writer will have to use his own imagination. Means the facts and the imagination will be mingled with each other. He will have to construct the events in this way that the complete picture will be very interesting, very attractive, at the same time it will be faithful. But the reality and the imagination will be mixed there. Means this novel on Shivaji Maharaj's life is a imaginative literature. The intention of the history book writer is to provide the information, and the intention of the writer of the imaginative literary work is a different one. He does not want to give you the information and the knowledge, but he want to give you the experience, as he has experienced that things imaginatively. Means writer experiences the thing imaginatively, expresses those things imaginatively with the help of the words, and that work is imaginatively expressed by the reader while reading. So imagination is a very important element so far as the imaginative literature is concerned. Now we have the two categories of the literature. The first category is the informative literature, and second is of the imaginative literature. This is the first primary classification of the literature: informative literature and imaginative literature. Now someone can say that imaginative literature means the fiction. Fiction means that's the imaginary, and non-fiction means that is based on the information, the facts. Okay, we have the number of the books which are non-fiction or informative, and we have the number of the works which are imaginative literature, and they are poetry, dramas, short stories, and the novels. Thank you very much.